Hey YouTube, it's RJ, the man. I'm actually going to be changing that name soon, as soon as I learn how. Please forgive the eye. Small little story before I get started with what I was going to talk about. I had a little bit of eye irritation last night. I rubbed my eye for too long, as you do, because you think something's in your eye, you want to get rid of it. You're rubbing it, it's not coming out. So what happened was, because of the over-rubbing that I did for over an hour, which shouldn't have been that long, basically right now it's just fluid collecting. I know I have some people that were like, oh, it's pink eye. No, it's not pink eye. It's basically irritation because you've been rubbing your eye for too long, and what happens is, right now, it's collecting fluid so it can heal itself. So, yeah, and sorry I don't have a patch on my eye. I wouldn't even be able to find a patch. But, yeah, my eye will be fine in a couple of days. And thank God it's actually the one I don't use, because I'm blind in one eye, so I don't use this one, so it's not a big deal. Excuse me. It's not a big deal to me if this one is hurting. In fact, one of the cool things about it is because I don't use this eye, I'm able to actually go in it and find out what's wrong. Okay, that's as much exposition on that as I'm giving without grossing anybody out. I have to keep it down a little bit because the kids here are asleep, or the kids sleep. All right, this is going to be a video about my feelings about animals. Now, this isn't one of those hardcore videos I would have made. I'm not upset about anything. I'm not in a bad mood. Nothing's wrong. So, take this with a pinch of salt. It's just my opinion on how I feel, and that's really all it is. I want to start off by saying that I'm going to start with cats first. Dogs is a little bit of a different story, and I'm going to do that while I'm on the video. But, I don't hate cats, okay? I'm not a fan, but I don't hate cats. I just am not a pet person. That's really as short and sweet as I can say it. I'm not a pet person. One of the issues I have a lot of times, because there's a cat here now, one of the issues I have is when the cat's color clashes with the floor or something like that, but the cat's hard to see, a lot of times it's going to get stepped on, and it's not intentional. It happens by accident because the cat's usually laying around somewhere and you don't notice he's there. And I don't spend a lot of my time when I'm looking, I'm looking in front of me. I'm watching where I'm going. I'm not going to be looking down all the time to see if a cat's there. And unfortunately, there's no bell on this cat, so I don't know where he is. And they keep the lights off a lot around here. So I don't really know where the cat is. Unfortunately, the cat follows me. I seem to have developed a bond with the cat, and I wasn't planning on it. It likes to walk around my leg and purr, stuff like that. Normal stuff. But it would be nice if I could go downstairs, fix my food, get my water, answer nature, without having to be followed and having to be basically cat harassed. I have no issues with the cat. I don't even know the cat's name. I say they should name him Rich because he's actually gold. But according to my cousin, he's already named. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen the girl yet who picked the cat up. And, yeah. But personally, and if a certain someone who I care about deeply is watching this has nothing to do with the fact that I don't like animals that you have. I'm just not an animal person. If things ever pick up again, you can have a pet. Just, we have to talk if it's a dog, because I have dog issues. Big time dog issues. And I know there are family members out there that I'm around that are like, well, we're going to help you get over those dog issues by somehow forcing you to get over your dog issues. I know I said I'd discuss this in another video, but I'm already here, so basically, long story short, I know a lot of people have kid phobias when they were kids, but this happened when I was almost a teenager. I was over this girl's house. My mother took me over there because my mother and her mother were going to church. This girl had 2 brothers, and apparently the brothers were kind of bullies. The girl was also a bully. She went along with it for whatever reason. And what happened was, about 4 times that same night, the dog kept getting loose. And this was a big dog. The dog was white, apparently. I do remember that much. And the dog kept chasing me. Now, I already had a fear of dogs before this, but sometimes it's the bark that is first before the bite. And thank God I was never bitten, but I almost was. Basically, I know this video is running a little long, but basically what happened was they kept using the dog as a threat to make me do things that they should have been doing themselves. Cleaning the house, mopping the floor, recording over my tapes to record crazy stuff they were doing. And they would tell me that if I didn't do what they wanted, they would let the dog loose. And a lot of times I would say no, because, like, for my tapes, for example, I did things on there that I'll never do again. I recorded stuff. I was about 13 when this happened. And, the girl would, tell the boys to let the dog loose. She would always say, okay, let loose the weapon. And I was literally trapped between 3 walls and a dog. Like those little small walls between, like in a hospital. Sorry about that. The dog had attacked me. And they're laughing about it. I'm crying. Yes, I'm a 13-year-old boy who's crying about this because this dog is literally in my face. Like, this close to my face. This close. And no one's stopping it. So when my mother came to their house to finally get me, I'm hiding in their bedroom, in their mom's bedroom with the door closed, crying my eyes out because they wouldn't let the dog stop harassing me. And so I told Mom what happened. She called the parents. I don't know what happened after that, because I never went over that house again. Now, when I was about 10 to 11, I did have a dog I was friends with. Her name was Tasha. She unfortunately passed when I was about 15. I did have a dog I was friends with. She actually saved my life from another dog that attacked me at a very early age. His name was Snowball. Ironically, he looked just like Tasha. He attacked me and Tasha saved me. I basically had problems with dogs my whole life. My uncle would like these big Rottweiler dogs, and getting out the house was a difficult thing. I used to have to always take the front of the house because he was one of those guys, he wanted a strong dog or whatever it was. I once got trapped in our backyard car. We used to have a car we kept in the backyard. I once got trapped in there because the dog wouldn't leave the back window. And I knew that if I came out of the front window, because his chain was very long, I knew if I came out the front window, I'd be attacked again. And trying to run from a dog, I'm going to tell you, you'd have to be the Flash to pull that off. And probably not even that, because dogs are fast. They have 4 legs. So, yeah, my father, may he rest, my father once had a dog in front of my face, too. When I was trying to get to his van, I know this video is going long, but I've opened the door, so I might as well continue. When I was trying to get to his van, bear in mind I was 14. This happened a lot when I was a teenager, so you can understand why it's kind of made its way to adulthood. The dog Warlock was in front of my face, and Dad actually put him in front of my face because he figured by forcing me to get over my fear, it would work. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, tough love with animals is not a good idea. It's not. Because all it does is pushes the fear even further. And what happens is, you become terrified at even stepping out of your front porch. So, my mom is yelling at my dad, get the dog away, it's scaring him. My dad's telling my mom, you're too soft, let me handle this, let me do this. And This is no lie. I tell you no lie. My dad is telling me, come on, the dog is just playing. He just wants to play. He's in my face. And I'm screaming bloody murder because this dog won't leave me alone. And my dad is holding him, allowing him to be in my face. So it just got to the point where this had happened so many times to me, I'm terrified of dogs. Cats, not so much. Now, whenever I go over to my grandmother's house, she has the decency to actually want to hide the dogs. My uncle, on the other hand, is saying, no, he needs to get over his fear. If you don't bother the dog won't bother you. And because their dog is so small, he figures it's not going to bother. Now, when I did go over there, no, the dog didn't bother me. And I tried to do the right thing. I've learned some things. Relax. Don't call attention to yourself. Let the dog accept you as a friend. You don't necessarily have to play with him, but he can smell. They really believe that you can smell fear. The dog can smell fear. Don't make any sudden movements. And just don't show him that you're terrified of him. Now, this is not for all dogs because I lived in a neighborhood where we had big dogs, and trust me, that doesn't work for all dogs. No matter how relaxed you are, they're still going to attack. Because a lot of times they feel like you're stepping on their territory, or whatever, their backyard, or whatever. You go to visit them, the friends, the owners, the dogs are going to attack. And there are people that raise their dogs to be that evil. And that's a shame. My friend used to live with someone whose dog was a mess, and he didn't put up with it. But yeah, basically in a nutshell, I'm just not an animal person. And I know that if I ever date again, this is going to turn a lot of women off. But trust me, there's a lot more things about me that'll turn you off when you find out. That's not really something you should say, but truthfully, I'm not an average normal person. If I can't be accepted, then there's no point in accepting you. But I thrive on being different. But that's a different subject. As for the pet thing, the only pets I usually really am okay with are fish, and maybe a turtle if he's in a tank. But yeah, not a big fan of pets. But the one here is not the worst. He just follows me around too much. That's my only issue. He just follows me around. I actually have to wear long pants and long socks and tuck them in so he don't end up scratching my leg. And I have to wear my tennis every time I go up and down the steps now. I'm not going to say why they got the cat, but let's just say this. The cat is supposed to do cleanup, and I haven't seen him do it yet. He's gold, so we can't go with the Garfield jokes, even though I want to. He also seems to scare the kid, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about that. That's not my department. But no, I'm not an animal person. Like I said, I've had bad experience with dogs. Cats are not that big of a deal. As long as I don't have claw issues with the cats. Other than that, I don't have any problems with cats. That's really it. Like, the claws are really my only issue with a cat. That's my only problem. I don't like being crawled on all the time. I don't like being walked on all the time. I'm not that kind of a person. But for those who are, that's cool. You know, to each his own. I'm not evil to cats. I'm not hateful to cats. I just don't like them. Like I said, I'm not a pet person. Plain and simple. For me, a companion, really, because I know a lot of people get animals if they're lonely or something like that. But for me, my companion is my artwork. My companion is my TV shows. My companions are my music. My companions are my friends. Hence why I said earlier that I am a weird person at times. My companions are things that I do and people that I know. An animal for me is not a companion. I mean, I don't want kids. I mean, to be truthfully honest, an animal's no different than taking care of a child. You gotta clean it. You gotta bathe it. You gotta feed it. You let them roam free. They pull down your stuff. They mess with everything. Yeah, so not really my thing. I'll touch on that other subject later. I have a lot of subjects to touch on. But, yeah, with all due, I mean, to those who are pet lovers or whatever, happy for you. Just, if I ever meet you, please put your pets somewhere so I don't have to have any problems. And if they're dogs, lock them up, please. I've already mentioned this to a lot of my friends, and they respect it. They know my terrifying stories of dogs. That's all I ask. You know, I like to walk around free. You know, I don't mean like naked or anything like that. I mean like socks or shoes or whatever. I like to walk around not having to think that I'm going to either run into an animal, bump into an animal, or that they're going to follow me. You know, I like to be free. That's just my nature, you know, and bringing an animal around me just inhibits that nature. It puts me in a cage, to be truthfully honest. Because, as you can see, I've actually had to barricade my door so the cat doesn't come in. I don't have a door lock, so I've had to put my toes up against my door. That comes in handy to keep the cat out, but I gotta process this. That comes in handy to keep the cat out, but it doesn't help when I have to, when nature calls and I have to rush out of here. And I have to move my toes to get out of the room. I wish the person that I live with would let me put a lock on the door, but I don't know. I haven't mustered up enough courage to say anything yet. That's a completely different subject too. But, yeah, here, he's meowing. Yeah, I've got my fan on. I'm going to turn this off anyway in a few minutes because, matter of fact, I'm not going back to bed anytime soon, so I can take this off now. Yeah, it's not a blue sky day as I thought. Oops. There we go. It's not a blue sky day after all. It's cloudy. Which means I don't have to do anything today. If I don't want to. That's basically it for now. I'm going to make a few more videos in the future. They're probably going to be talking videos, because right now I don't have any figures to review. I don't really have a lot of stuff to talk about except for whatever hits my head. Not literally, because I do hit my head on a lot of things. Just for the record, I am sighted, but out of one eye. And a lot of times that's hard to see stuff when you're spending most of your day in front of a monitor painting. Someday I'll share my art, but I'm going to have to go through the whole copyright thing because a lot of the art I paint and color and draw are not my own characters. I do it for fun. I don't do it for any financial reasons, any money reasons. I feel like if you take the fun out of it and you're doing it for work, one, it's too much pressure to get it right, and two, it's no longer fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm not doing it. That's always been my rule in life. And I do have a cousin that'll basically say, well, not everything is fun. Well, yeah, in some cases. But in other cases, things can be fun. Alright, well, that's it for now. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to start painting, actually. I will talk to all of you later. Peace, my friends. Please hit the like button if you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. You can catch me on Facebook for anyone who wants to meet me, and I would love to meet friends. I'm a friendly person. I'd love to make some friends. I will post a link in the description as soon as I learn how. I think I know how to do it. I think I've got an idea of where my Facebook is. I would love to make some friends, especially female friends. I get along very well with females. So yeah, if you friend me on Facebook, you can see my artwork that I've colored and stuff like that. You can see all the stuff I've done. And things I collect and stuff I do. So yeah, this is RJ the Man signing off and saying, hope you all have a nice day and keep your pets spayed or neutered. You know, gotta pull the Barb Barker thing. Thank you, Drew Carey, for keeping that going. All right, peace, y'all.